With all the talk of the fiscal cliff, there is one major issue that's being overlooked. Something called TAG is set to expire at the end of the year, and if it does, it will have a big effect on how you bank. Ben is investigating what this means for you in a reality check you won't see anywhere else.
At midnight on December 31st of this year, the Transaction Account Guarantee, or TAG program, will expire. Probably doesn't sound all that exciting, but here's something you need to know about this. The TAG program was initiated at the height of the credit crisis. Depositors were pulling their money out of banks because they were afraid those banks were going to go under. To alleviate fears, the FDIC upped the regular deposit insurance from $100,000 to $250,000. It was done under the banner TAG. Unlimited insurance for all non-interest-bearing transaction accounts. So what does that mean? It means that when the unlimited insurance expires December 31st, corporations, businesses, and depositors who have accounts with more than $250,000 in them will pull out of those smaller banks. Now, the total amount of money in those accounts across the nation is about $1.4 trillion. That money will be moved from those smaller banks to money market funds and short-term U.S. treasuries. Now, if you're sitting there saying, so what? I don't have $250,000 in the bank, so it doesn't affect me. Well, think again. You know the term too big to fail? Well, that was how the feds referred to those big Wall Street firms in 2008 that needed taxpayer money to stay afloat. The problem today is that those too big to fail banks are even bigger today than they were in 2008. And what's worse, they're about to get even bigger. You see, the failure of any one of America's big five banks would implode the global financial system. Therefore, they will never be allowed to fail. And that makes them a fortress for depositors regardless of these expiring guarantees. So what all this means for you and for me is that if Congress does not extend the TAG program, it will be the end of community banking. These few banks will be so large that they have no reason to mess with financing small business startups and small business credit needs. It also means there will be less competition in the banking industry, and borrowing and transaction costs, which we all pay, will rise. That will hit every American, you see, in the pocketbook. And that is Reality Check.
We have created this fiscal cliff tax bracket cheat sheet for you in connection with our partners at Simply Money. It's going to help you see just how each of these tax rate changes will affect you. You can find the link to that document at the end of the story, which will be posted in the Reality Check section of our website, fox19.com. And Ben, we've been talking